You cannot be like me and I cannot be like you. People judge you on the basis of the most basic things around you. I've never been the head boy of my school, or the section of my school for an MUN, not even the debate society. Kuch nahi. Hold the hand, get on your knees, put the ring, baat khatam.
Hello everyone and welcome to the third episode of the Entrepreneurial Show. I am your host Pratham and I could not be more excited for today's episode. Our guest today is somebody who's very remarkable and wears many hats. He's a public speaker, a policy strategist, and a successful investment banker. But above all, he's a student mentor who, through his initiative Implementers, has guided so many students into their path to success. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, sir. Good evening. Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Show. I'm so glad to have you here. And before I jump right into my first question, let me give a quick background. Sir is a UN awardee. He was awarded as the best mentor out of 91,000 institutions of UNHRC refugee campaign. Apart from that, you were also the speaker at W20 Summit, which is a part of the G20 Summit. So, sir, how did it all start? At what point in your life did you think this is the career path I want to go into? I want to be a policymaker.
Okay, so first and foremost, it is still not a career setup. So you don't call it a career as such, because to be very honest, if you look at the Indianized version of careers, being a lawyer is a career. When you look at freelance setup, it creates a lot of opportunities for you. So when you say, it is very shiny to say that United Nations went across and gave an award. So they rewarded me for the fact that the UNHCR challenge took place and there were 91,000 students practicing it. Ours went across to be the best. Next year, somebody else could have done it as well. Now, I can't call it a career because if somebody does not do that the next day, kya point was baat ka? Correct? Then when the W20 also happened, you have to establish your identity in a sense that you are useful to someone. I am trying to create a career which is useful to as many people as it can be. So which comes across to a fact that, okay, when it started as a model UN practice, then it moved into a training practice, then it moved into a model making practice. And from that, maybe the identity or the association I have is of an academician. That, okay, academically speaking, these are few areas I am good at. Gradually, as we were discussing behind the camera as well, that we meet people along the route. So again, I cannot call meeting those people a career. So I met those people and I went across and started working with them. They found their own path. Somebody went in some direction, but all of them got inclined towards one very clear, earlier as an infatuation, then as love, for the fact that can we go across and place our ideas in a way that helps somebody. So now I feel I'm practicing academics as a career where I play various roles, sometimes as a jury member, sometimes as a trainer, sometimes as a model creator. Today somebody has found my value as sitting across a podcast. All of that goes round and round and round. That's how it is.
It's like an experience and you're freelancing through it. Kind of.
I want to be a freelancer all my life. That gives me two advantages. One, I can never be called to be on a payroll on anyone's payroll. Second, I cannot be told by anyone that reporting time, closing time. No. And I don't want that because I have always preached this at various places. You got only one life. There is no Mario ka mushroom, khao aur वापस आ जाओ. वो नहीं होने वाला है. इधर ही है. So you go across and take out time and understand the fact that ठीक है अगर मैं ये कर ही सकता हूँ तो let me do it my way. And I'll be dead honest. मेरा कोई aim नहीं है of एक benchmark set कर देना कि अब other three people should run after that benchmark. You have your own setup. You can run podcasts, you can run interviews. One may hit, one may not hit. The want to make a podcast should always be there. So the want to create people wanting more to do for themselves is where I want to be useful.
That is amazing. But let's say I am someone who's looking up to you and I want to be like you. So what would you say the steps that I should take or the thought process behind it?
So my thought process, I think is if you want to get something, पहली बात ना मेरे को ऐसा लगता है that if you go and tell someone that I want to be like you, that's very humbling. That is very, very nice to know. Gives you a very good night's sleep. If somebody comes up and says, I want to be like you. Oh, बहुत बढ़िया. क्या बात है? कुछ कर लिया life में types. But you cannot be like me and I cannot be like you. You can be a more patient person, a more humane person. I may not be the same. Work-wise, yes, you can emulate the work ethics. For me, the work ethics come across from the fact that I like to learn new things every single day. वो dialogue भी नहीं है. मेरे को अच्छा लगता है that I get to learn something new every single day. Every single day I like to learn something new. Ki, okay, I got to know that Bhubaneswar maybe there is a spot which gives you a great grilled fish, which is of my liking. That's learning. So I learned something new today, and I might end up letting this information known to someone who's wanting a grilled fish. Or I learned something on econometrics today. I read something regarding the fact that how World Bank is closing its gaps. थोड़ा crazy है. Grilled fish, say World Bank grilling and getting grilled by other countries and all. ये दो gaps हैं. I like it. तो मेरे को ठीक है. So you want that, you just want, I think that being a little crazy like that is good. Like, you know, as much as we can have fun talks and discussions, ये हुआ था, वो हुआ था, and you get learnings from that, I like that fact as well. So वो बहुत सही होता है, that आपको लगता है कि अगले दिन there should be something to look forward to. As boring as it might be for someone else, I call it consistency. And consistently, if I am able to look forward every single day consistently becomes better for me. So I like that. मैं वो कर रहा हूँ.
That is a very entrepreneurial way of thinking of you. But so like, where does mentoring students fit into this? Like, you have mentored so many students over the period of time. So like, you started policy making and you did your things. At what point did you feel like, okay, so I want to give this to others as well, or that I want to mentor students into being into this field or whatever they want?
मैं एक जनरल एग्जांपल ले लेता हूँ. I met you, or I met students across different sectors and transitions, and I met them through a conference maybe, and they went across and asked me something. So somebody asked me, sir, I want to understand a financial policy. So I tell them, this is how the financial policy works. Somebody asking you the right question and you having an answer allows you to understand, did you mentor them? And then you think very deep. Mentoring था या information passing था, but that information passing की वजह से somebody ends up getting an internship. नहीं, mentoring था. So you guided that individual to an extent. Every individual you meet, you are mentoring so many people on a daily basis. Anybody behind the camera, everybody is mentoring everyone. For example, if somebody sets up a camera, there are 3, 4, 5 cameras set up and everywhere. Everybody has their niche, right? So somebody setting up a camera and they have a, the setting, whatever it is, and they tell them, no, do it this way. And the person learns immediately. Just because 5 seconds में वो सीख गया तो mentoring नहीं था, बिल्कुल mentoring था. तो when students started coming to me in my college days as well, कि Rahul, can you please tell me how do you write a 20 marker? So I tell them, this is how you write a 20 marker. It was working for me, I told them as well. अब मैं 20 marker कैसे लिखते हैं उसके लिए भी, if in case at that point in time where I am not even sure कि वो काम करेगा कि नहीं करेगा, I tell them नहीं, for 20 marker I'm going to charge you. That seems a little vague. Gradually when this realization came na, you guys have told me this, a lot of people told me this. I said, we've been to 5, 7 conferences and nobody cleared this. But it should have been cleared. I cleared it. Is it mentoring? Okay.
So basically, you're not taking your job as a job, you're enjoying it and throughout the process. So it's not really like a job.
मैं ना थोड़ा off उधर से, I feel I'm a little off that way. You know what? I find the smallest things crazy. And I get attached to it. For example, the moment this coffee came to me, the first thing was not the coffee, it's a railway wala glass. You get that? I am in general like this. Because I feel that what is the point of getting up and hello, this should be done, mail डाल दो, ये कर दो, वो कर दो, वो तो हो ही रहा है ना. तो मैं, मेरा बहुत simple सा question, why should I not enjoy it? If I don't, then I will sulk. If I'll sulk, I'll not be sustainable. If I'll not be sustainable, I am not useful. If I'm not useful, then I'm useless. तो इससे अच्छा है कि यूजफुल हो जाओ ना. स्टेप 1 पे ठीक कर लेता हूँ इसको. तो बस ठीक है, बैड डेज गुड डेज सब होते हैं, उसमें चल रहा होता है ये. That's it.
That is amazing way of thinking. And so I wanted to ask you, when I was about to do MBA, I was like very, very anxious. And I when the session started, you were very accommodating. And I love the fact that after every speech, you gave that little remark. It really, you gave me a compliment. And I personally felt like it was the worst speech, but you told me which part was good and which part wasn't. And I really worked on it. So for anyone who's about to do MUN for the very first time, what advice would you give them?
You should be very observant. Okay, so let's talk about you only. If in case you put your example, you were sitting on my right and you were sitting on the right side and you were sitting a little far off. After the review session was done, post lunch, you came a little closer. And on the second day, you were right in front of my face. Why is that happening? Why do I remember that? Is because you wanted to move closer, so that every single time you spoke, You had a third eye on me. So he was speaking and you looked at me a little bit. Did he smile? Was he looking at me? Was it good enough? Why that? That's not validation. That's the want to be correct. Some people call it validation. I call it the hunger to be correct. तूने वो मांगा, तेरे को वो मिला. It's as simple as that, right? And what is wrong in it?
No, that is actually very accurate because like the second time I was doing MN, I made it like it was for surety that I was under your session, your committee. Because I knew that the first time was under your session, you could give me a remark that how my second session was and did I get any better. So I immediately went up to you as well. Ki sir, kuch improvement hua ki nahi hua. And you gave me like, I was like, याद भी नहीं होगा सर को कि ये आया था.
क्यों नहीं याद होगा? See, you were in a double delegation setup. I remember that as well. I remember where you were seated and everything. I also remember I now clearly remember that while you made a remark on day 2, you talked about a strategy which was purely based across a follow-up I gave you on day 1. So we were talking about the financial policy setup and you came across and told me, sir, would FATF work? Because we talked about FATF on the first day. And second day you said, okay, let me give it a shot. Why? मेरा क्या फायदा उससे? Am I supposed to win the award? No, na. You're gonna win it. Even if you do, how does it benefit me? I'll tell you how it benefits me. You remember me. I like that. That's the kick. Everybody should have that thing, na. People remember people for something. I like it. Does that make me work hard? Yes. Does that want me to know more every single day? Yes. Today also we were at a conference. They were quite shocked. That 1 second. ये तो नहीं होता है. We are doing a kind of a committee which has different types. We were never told. Today we got to know that. Today on the 12th of December 2024, you got to know something new because of me. Was it mentoring? You may call it yes. Was it overcompensating and showing off? Okay. Till the time you get to know that this is new. आपको जो बुलाना है बुला लो उसको. I'm just doing my job.
Amazing, sir. Also, one more thing, like you have chaired so many MUNs throughout your career. What is that one incident that happened that stick with you for the lifetime or has taught you a life-changing lesson?
I was the delegation of Vietnam at a conference I was doing, and I learned how people judge you on the basis of the most basic things around you. I not having a proper suit on me, I was not having a proper laptop. तो बहुत दूर की बात है. मतलब there was a basic kind of a phone, okay bag, and I was delegation of Vietnam. I entered the room and I sat down, and that is where the judgment got created. कि this is not a well-equipped, resourced, intelligent person because he looks apart. And then in the 3 days, when I ended up winning that particular conference by a huge margin, as Vietnam in World Trade Organization, where Vietnam ideally is not a rich country and a rich nation should be the one making the policy, but I was the one who winning it, right? And I'm not being cocky about it. I'm just being very, very, very humble about it that you prejudged me. And that is where I realized, ये बंद होना है. ये बंद होना पड़ेगा. Because not everybody can come as well equipped as every single time. Your brain should be suited up with the costliest knowledge available. वो मैटर करता है. उसके बाद बाकी से फॉलो अप करेंगे. तो मेरे को वो चिपक गई इंसिडेंट यार. वो मेरे को ना मतलब वो बिल्कुल नहीं इधर रह गया था. I know that I cried on day 1.
I remember like the story, a similar story. I don't know if it's this one that you did not have a good and you asked someone, but
same,
you were very,
same. Yeah, good. Thank you for remembering it. Same. I cried on day 1. I came back home and I had borrowed it from someone. कि भाई मेरे को ना can you, and he said, हाँ क्यों नहीं राहुल, why not?
Did that like stick something about like self-sufficiency in you? Like I need to have that.
Because it was written in the protocol, conference protocol. Day 1, Western formals. तो मैंने कहा Western formals माने can I wear a shirt and a trouser? I said no, delegate you suit. यार देखो सबका अपना अपना होता है, right? तुमने तो मेरे को कुछ यहाँ पे बोला नहीं था ना कि राहुल sir you have to look the part. मैं एक already event से आ रहा हूँ, तो I am wearing this. I did not go and change. It's not that I don't want to make an effort. I'm just saying that this is how I look now. That's how I looked then. But उनको चाहिए था कि नहीं भैया एक सूट होना चाहिए, तो सूट ले लिया. But I cried that day. I came back home, I sat down and I felt really bad. And when I won on the 3rd day, I did not have that, obviously. I was wearing what I could wear that day. And I asked a few people out there, how does it matter? They said you have to always look the part. मैंने कहा when you have become a part, you look the part. मैं बनने तो दो पहले. तो ठीक है यार, वो भी सही है. That teaches you. That stuck to me यार. बिल्कुल. It stays with me here. आज तक. All every time.
That is also an amazing advice for somebody, that it's really not what you wear, but the knowledge that you bring to the table. That should matter. It
Correct,
doesn't, but it should matter.
यार एक बात बता, अभी I came, there are so many people in your team and I'm pretty sure, I'm being very honest, you please correct me if I'm wrong, a lot of people are here because they wanted to come and just meet, कि ठीक है let's meet up, हाँ हो गया आगे सब लोग, you've been only talking to me, किसी ने एक दूसरे को कॉम्प्लीमेंट तो नहीं किया है ना, सो एक दूसरे से बात कर रहे हैं ना, पर्सनैलिटीज विल टॉक विद पर्सनैलिटीज, दैट्स व्हाट्स हैपनिंग.
अभी बोले मुझे आके कि कोट पहनना है क्या सर, कोट पहने हुए, मैंने कहा नहीं यार रहने दो.
देखो वही है ना कि इट्स नॉट अ रिक्वायरमेंट, इट बिकम्स अ नेसेसिटी व्हेन इट इज द पार्ट प्लेइंग वाला काम है, ठीक है.
Also, sir, like what trends do you see happening in the MUN sessions that are gonna happen in the future? Like, do you see something that's about to change in that?
I don't think there's anything that's going to change because I still feel that the big deal of winning a conference is a very very big deal still. That एक कॉन्फ्रेंस हमको, मैं ना एक पॉइंट हमेशा बोलता हूँ, बहुत लोगों को बुरी भी लगती है पॉइंट, कुछ लोगों को लगता है कि यार ऐसा नहीं बोलना चाहिए. At the end of the day, it's a competition. You do a conference, you win a conference. तो फ्राइडे सैटरडे संडे कॉन्फ्रेंस डन, जीत गया आप. अब तेरे को याद होगा ये मंडे को आपको यूएन नहीं कॉल करेगा कि यू वन दिस कॉन्फ्रेंस, तो जी आइए इंटर्नशिप कर लीजिए. वो आपसे पूछेगा आप हो कौन, व्हाट हैव यू डन. A delegate today constantly talk to me about is a delegate from your college only. I'm forgetting the name of the delegate. Sir, I want to write a research paper and I came today in your committee not to do a committee. I'm here to take out time so that whenever you're free. I said, you've paid a delegate fees to come and your delegate is debating. तू वेट कर रहा है जब लंच ब्रेक को, तुम ऐसा बैठेगा. तो यस सर, गलत क्या है इसमें? कुछ गलत नहीं है. आई लाइक इट, इट्स एज क्रेजी एज आई थिंक. बैठा, उसको रिसर्च पेपर समझना था, वो समझा, एंड ही लेफ्ट आफ्टर द हाफ डे. उसको काम हो गया. तो क्या गलत है इसमें?
That is relatable in a way because I went to MUN because I wanted to win. I do not know a thing about policy making or anything in that, but I wanted to be a good public speaker because I have a lot of social anxiety. And I went there and I did not win either of my committees. But the things that I have learned will stick with me for the rest of my life. I attended one of your online session as well about how to research for a MUN session or in journal.
अच्छा.
But I really have to say, I did not win, my friends won, but I personally felt like it was a life-changing moment for me. Also because you were the chairperson, I am not sure if that would have been the case.
यार अगर मैं इस चीज़ को डिफाइन करता हूँ ना, जितने लोग भी बैठे हैं यहाँ पे, आप बैठे हो, आपकी टीम बैठी हुई है, और इसको बिल्कुल ना फिल्मी नहीं करते हुए, एकदम स्ट्रिक्ट साइंटिफिक क्वेश्चन है, क्या विनिंग इज व्हाट? फीलिंग ही है ना एक. You won. Subjective है. You won. Oh wow, what a feeling. Every single person who's ultra rich is not a celebrity. Every celebrity is not ultra rich. Everybody is wanting to be relevant. वो relevance उनको winning से मिलती है या उनको वो relevance participation से मिलती है, वो उनका call है. ये higher ground अगर आप पकड़ लोगे, modeling aside, if you pick up a higher ground, you go to any competition and you start becoming relevant at it, gradually your relevance will start becoming a case study for somebody else. And अगर वो case study बन गया, आप बहुत relevant हो गए. तो are you winning in life? Maybe not. एक honest बात बताऊं, I have never ever as a public speaker I am and I'm out there and all robust and everything, I've never been the head boy of my school or the section of my school for an MUN, not even the debate society पे, कुछ नहीं. And I am doing all those roles for different institutions and different schools and colleges in a different country, in a different time zone. वो मैं उधर कर रहा हूँ, अपने स्कूल में मैंने नहीं किया. Was I not relevant at that point in time? I was relevant. Depends on the stakeholder.
So like it teaches me two things. One thing is that I have to be really patient. And second up is that success is very subjective. What success is for you might not be for me. So like, as you said, relevance. So I personally wouldn't have felt like कि भाई मैं तो जीता भी नहीं हूँ session. But for somebody, I became their case study. So I became relevant and I'm successful that way. So
हाँ, बहुत अच्छा पॉइंट है. अब अगर आपको लग रहा है कि that you are doing a wonderful job and you are satisfied with it और आप पेशेंस ही नहीं रख पा रहे हो, कैसे होगा? वो रखना पड़ेगा. यू कैन नॉट एक्सपेक्ट. यार देखो, हम सब लोग इंस्टाग्राम देखते हैं, ऑल ऑफ अस लुक एट रील्स एंड वी गेट व्हेन विराट कोहली इज बीइंग शोन कैमरा एंगल्स, राइट, दिस टू दिस टू दिस टू दिस. उसको फर्क पड़ता है? नहीं. तुमको रिमोटली भी लगता है कि वो उसको इस बात से रद्दी पर फर्क पड़ता होगा? consistently an individual will keep doing what they like to do. I like to play cricket. I'll keep playing cricket, keep playing cricket, keep playing cricket. Good things will happen, bad things will. हो रहा है ना? Patience. As boring as it might sound right now, it's pure and simple patience. A lot of people, I'm being very honest, a lot of people might tell me, Rahul sir, why did you went across and do a podcast? They don't have this, they don't have that. Arey, I liked the topic. I was in town. I liked the way that they curated the arrangement. Can I not like something and do it for the sake of the fact that मुझे अच्छा लगा? तो मैंने कर लिया. Was it successful? For me, yes. Very successful. Amazingly successful for me. For somebody, no bro, it did not have a million followers and million reach and this and that. हाँ तो कोई वो aim करके नहीं कर रहा होता है. Patience रखते हैं लोग. मैं भी रख रहा हूँ. आप भी रख रहे हो. सब लोग रख रहे हैं. Simple.
Great thing that I learned. Also, one more thing. Like, okay, I missed this question, but I want to ask again. Like, how do you define policy making? Very sorry.
नहीं, good. I have a very good and a very clear abbreviation that I tell the younger kids. Policy अगर समझ लो तो policy है क्या? Policy is basically you're politicizing a comparative model, and you are also looking at the interventions and various yields it gives you. POLICY. So politicizing the comparisons and interventions होते हैं और लास्ट में Y आता है, वो क्या रिजल्ट यील्ड कर रहा है. दैट्स पॉलिसी फॉर यू. तो अब अगर तुम एक पॉलिसी बना देते हो जिसकी वजह से 4 लोगों की हेल्प होती है, दैट्स ऑल्सो पॉलिसी. पॉलिसी कैन बी लुक्ड एट इन वेरियस वेज. गवर्नमेंट पॉलिसी है जो पूरे एक स्टेट को हेल्प कर रही है, दैट्स ऑल्सो पॉलिसी. आपकी एक पॉलिसी है द वे यू कंडक्ट अ पॉडकास्ट, दैट्स ऑल्सो पॉलिसी, राइट? अब वो रिटन है या वर्बल है या अंडरस्टूड है, दैट्स योर कॉल. दैट्स हाउ आई फील अ पॉलिसी शुड बी. और जितना ज्यादा यू विल स्टार्ट थिंकिंग ना कि नहीं इसमें तो ये होना चाहिए वो होना चाहिए, द मोर द पॉलिसी इज कॉम्प्लेक्स, द मोर इट्स इम्प्लीमेंटेशन बिकम्स कॉस्टलियर. मेरे को ऐसा लगता है, विच इज करेक्ट एक्चुअली. लगता नहीं मेरे को, ये करेक्ट है. आप जितना कॉम्प्लेक्स बना दोगे ना पॉलिसी को, उतना वो इंप्लीमेंट करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाएगा, बिकॉज नॉट एवरीबडी विल बी एक्सेप्टिंग ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट ये होना चाहिए.
Need to be explained in simple terms. Like, it has to be simple for other people to understand and for it to implement.
आप किसी से बात करने जाते हो एंड यू टेल देम हाय माय नेम इज दिस, माय नेम इज दैट. आपने बता दिया अपना नाम, आपने हॉबीज बता दी. आप ये सिंपल क्यों कर रहे हो? और कॉम्प्लेक्स बताओ ना, एकदम कॉम्प्लेक्स बता दो. आई एम डूइंग इंजीनियरिंग, आई एम डूइंग सीएससी में ये पढ़ रहा हूँ, ये मेरा कोडिंग है, ये मैं सब कुछ बता दूं. उससे सामने वाले को तो समझ में नहीं आया ना. दे जस्ट वांट टू नो यू. पॉलिसी एक नॉर्मल कॉमन मैन अगर होता है तो उसके लिए तो पॉलिसी क्या है जी? एक रूल है, हम रूल को फॉलो कर रहे हैं. रूल सिंपल होना चाहिए, क्लियर होना चाहिए. आपने बता दिया. वो पॉलिसी मेकर पीछे से उसको कॉम्प्लेक्स बना रहा है, महंगा बना रहा है, सस्ता बना रहा है, वो स्टेक होल्डर का टेक है. आपको समझ में आना चाहिए. दैट्स इट.
Okay, sir. Amazing. And sir, another thing is, finally coming to the topic of entrepreneurship. So you're a student mentor. You have mentored so many students. What skills do you think is important for a student with entrepreneurial aspiration?
3 things. Clear 3 things. 1, they should be rigid on the border of being crazy. Rigidity बहुत जरूरी है ना. रिजिडिटी को ना ढीठ पने और जिद्दी पने से कंपेयर मत करना. रिजिड होने का मतलब है कि मैं अपने आप के साथ रिजिड हूं, कि मेरा एक तरीका है काम करने का, उस तरीकों से मैं बजवे नहीं कर रहा हूं. लेकिन रिजिडिटी के साथ साथ मेरा सेकंड स्किल आएगा, आई एम ऑल्सो ओपन टू अदर ओपिनियंस, आई एम ओपन टू अदर फॉर्म्स ऑफ सजेशंस एज वेल. इफ इन केस मेरे को अपना तरीका बदलना पड़ रहा है, आई एम रेडी टू डू दैट एज वेल. बट मेरा जो फिलॉसफी है उसको मैं चैलेंज नहीं करना चाहता हूँ. तो रिजिडिटी हो गया, ओपननेस हो गया, एंड थर्ड एंड द मोस्ट फेवरेट थिंग, द इनर फीलिंग ऑफ टास्क है, काम है, हो जाएगा. द फीलिंग ऑफ यू वांटिंग इट बीइंग डन. फॉर दैट यू विल हैव टू, एक ब्रैकेट बना के उस थर्ड स्किल में लिखो नेटवर्क. नेटवर्क छोटा या बड़ा नहीं होता है. नेटवर्क इज योर नेटवर्थ. इफ इन केस यू हैव अ ग्रेट नेटवर्क, ओके, एंड यू आर वॉकिंग ऑन अ थिन रोप, that thin rope is of investments. कभी मोटा है, कभी पतला है, कभी गिर सकते हो. गिरोगे तो नेटवर्क जो है ना वो नेटिंग है नीचे आपकी, आप गिरोगे नेट के ऊपर. इट सपोर्ट्स यू, द नेटवर्क. बट एक नेटवर्क को सपोर्ट क्यों करेगा? आपको अच्छा इंसान होना पड़ेगा उसके लिए. यू शुड बी नाइस पर्सन, ऑनेस्ट पर्सन, ट्रू टू एवरीबडी. Why did I came in and I told everybody 5 minutes में everybody came and talked to me, hand shaking and everything. It's a warm scenario. मन करता है कि you sit and you talk and you discuss things. So I believe I become a part of your network, you become a part of my network. I'll be always a phone call away. That sir, we were thinking of you letting us know what to do and how to go. Again, one of your friends, that sir, I want to understand this. I'm from the engineering background, what to do. So I said, I'm somebody who can guide you in this section. My team member can guide you in this section. आप बताओ क्या करना है? We exchange numbers, network set. That's how networks are made. You meet, you shake hands, you tell them, I can be helpful to you, you can be useful to me, shake hands, exchange numbers. Now, when you look at that individual, the person had my number for the past 1 year. You did not use the network. Not an entrepreneur.
So like networking and also leveraging that networking.
Always. इसमें लोग पता नहीं क्यों सोचते हैं, नहीं जी आप तो बड़े मैनिपुलेटिव हैं, and you know आपको जब काम आता है तो आप फोन करते हैं. हाँ तो अरे एक सेकंड, मेरे को I felt that I needed your help, so I gave you a call कि hi bro, I needed your help for this, and your reaction सामने से भी हाँ what kind of help, this is the help. अगर ये नहीं करना था तो नंबर एक्सचेंज क्यों किया था? अगर नेटवर्क का इस्तेमाल मैं नहीं कर सकता to my benefit, I am not being obnoxious, I am not being selfish, I am not being cocky, I am not being useless to you, I am not being thankless, right? मतलब आप थैंकलेस अगर हो जाओगे तो नेटवर्क का क्या फायदा होगा? फिर तो वही बात होगी ना. I have so many people in my family, extended family, policy makers हैं, IS, IFS, IPS, connected लोग हैं ऊपर तक. I am not even kidding. I am sitting right in front of you, doing work. I have never ever made a phone call to the people sitting at the top position. Can you please make a phone call on my behalf? Because I don't consider them my network. They are my family. My network is what I create. You are my network. The person who lives in Rohini in your team is my network. The other individuals who live around and have met me today are my network. And I am your network.
To be honest, it is a very important skill in general. You need to network even if you are not an entrepreneur, because it will help you at some point. Even in like my parents are police officer, they are very rigid, like, you know, government job, but they have always told me that it is the people that you meet and you greet and you are like warm with, they will help you at the time of need. And that is your real, like you said, real network. They will only back you up. If I fall down the rope, they will only back me up. So amazing point.
I mean, if in case you want something that you need, and the need is being fulfilled by somebody who always wanted you to call them. So they always wanted you to call them and be dependent on them. It is more of their need and not yours. They wanted to feel good that somebody can be dependent on me. But I don't want to, na. I also want that feeling that I want somebody to be dependent on me. Ki, bhaiya, you know, I wanted to understand something. Okay. But you tell me, please tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah, is this not a good feeling?
It is a very...
ऐसे बैठा हुआ है, you know, मेरा phone नहीं मेरे पास अभी, you're sitting here, ठीक है, random phone रखा हुआ है आपका, and there's a text that comes, thank you so much for letting me know of this, today this happened. I feel 2 feet taller.
Another way of measuring success.
I just feel randomly 2 feet taller. I will feel like, one second. Did I now? मैंने किया ये कब? And then I feel, and then you humble down, and then you come back to like, and then you're like, okay, thank you so much. Let me know if that's your humbling side. मजा बहुत आता है पर इस चीज में मैं क्यों झूठ बोलूं? Everybody likes it, boss. Why not?
No, it's absolutely true. So, sir, like one of the things that I feel are very critical for an entrepreneur is having the right team.
Yeah.
So, like I discussed with you backstage, abhi bhi bolunga ki I am like so blown away by the team that you have. I know Ishpreet sir. And your wife, she got awarded by the cabinet minister, you yourself, even Lavisha ma'am. So, like, how do you make that team? And how do you know, especially for an entrepreneur who is at the beginning stage like me, that this is the right team for me?
Okay. Jaise, I'm sure if in case you see my crazy Instagram, which has nothing to do, मतलब बड़ा mix है, तो उसमें, you know, it just struck me that day. So the way you say team and all that, so I put the team diamond wala thing, you know, the crazy people in my team. Yeah. You know, I have never gone across to find them. They were there. All they wanted was for someone to believe in their crazy. And I wanted someone to believe in my crazy. Fortunately, mil gaye log. And uske baad everybody is wanting to believe in other crazies. एंड ये फिर एक्सपैंड होता जा रहा है. एक अब लंदन में एक टीम मेंबर है, कनाडा में टीम मेंबर है, आई हैव समबडी इन न्यूयॉर्क एज अ टीम मेंबर. दीज आर किड्स हु आई हैव ट्रेन्ड एंड दे हैव गॉन इन द स्टडीइंग इन दोस कॉलेजेस. कैम्ब्रिज हो गया या लेथब्रिज हो गया, लैंकेस्टर हो गया. तो टीम मेंबर्स तो ये लोग. आपने मेरी टीम का एक बहुत छोटा सा बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग हिस्सा देखा है. द काइंड ऑफ पीपल हु आर ऑलरेडी वर्किंग बिहाइंड द कर्टन्स एंड एवरीथिंग. I'll tell you what, the reason that I say a no to most podcasts and everything, and I don't know why, something clicked here. I'm being very honest. This kind of a talk, it's too candid for me to do this, okay? I always do this with my team. This just clicked. From the day that LinkedIn came to me, the way it was written, the way approach जो हुआ था, वो in general एक सही सा था, warm type, वो था. So that's how the team is also. अब उनको and they now have their own people. अगर आपको लगता है ना कि हम 4-5 ही लोग हैं, they have their own legion. And you know, a lot of them, their own legion, that legion knows me just कि अच्छा एक है. Direct contact में उनके भी नहीं हूँ. Direct contact में ये लोग हैं. You get my point? Pillars are becoming pillars of their own. तो क्यों नहीं? That's how it is. तो इसलिए team मतलब not cutting you. Yes, for a budding entrepreneur, for a startup, for something to be new, you need the people you can put your, if in case the last straw of life है ना, आप depend कर सकते हो उनके ऊपर.
So, sir, I had another question. Like, you're pursuing so many different fields: investment banking, public speaking, policy expert, advisor, and then also student mentor. And I'm pretty sure you have more interests as well. So, personally speaking, I am currently doing BTech in computer science while I'm also practicing digital marketing. I've worked with a few startups, but I still feel very anxious about my future. First thing, like, there is a lot of competition and there is also a lot of saturation in job. So that really scares me. Apart from that, also that one thing that I'm pursuing so many different things and I might end up not excelling in any of those. So, like, what advice do you have for students like me who want to pursue multiple things while also, you know, navigating career uncertainties?
फटाफट रिवाइज करते हैं पहले. So you are an engineer.
Yes.
You have a digital marketing company. You've worked with few startups.
Yes.
You have uncertainty, anxieties in life.
Yes.
तेरे को लग रहा है तू ही सबसे नालायक इंसान है. And
Definitely, sir.
and you also want to pursue into various other aspects.
Like, I like finance a lot. I want to explore that.
Correct. So I'll give you a very quick strategy. You will have to give yourself a product which is yours. You will have to give yourself a timeline which is yours. And you will have to take that risk for that product to live in that timeline. मैं इसको simplify कर देता हूँ. There is a product called A. There is an entrepreneur called you. And there is a timeline you give yourself is 2 years. In those 2 years, you as an entrepreneur and that product should flourish with rigidity, openness, and the network that you have. अगर ये कर पाते हो तो 2 साल में ये क्लैरिटी मिल जाएगी कहाँ पे क्या काम बना और कहाँ पे क्या नहीं बना. ये 2 साल एक मैंने रैंडम नंबर बोला है. हर इंसान का entrepreneurial risk capacity अलग होता है. There are 2 things. One is a capacity, one is a capability. Your capacity to do an activity depends upon how consistently have you been doing it for so long. And your capability depends upon since when have you been practicing to increase that capacity. मैं 2 किलोमीटर रोज दौड़ता हूँ. एज एन एंटरप्रेन्योर बात करते हैं, अगर मैं 2 किलोमीटर रोज दौड़ता हूँ तो मैं हर 2 साल अपना प्रोडक्ट चेंज करता हूँ. अब मुझे अपना प्रोडक्ट हर 6 महीने चेंज करना है. अब मुझे हर दिन 3 किलोमीटर दौड़ना है तो मुझे हर दिन वो एक्स्ट्रा 500 मीटर दौड़ना पड़ेगा ताकि माई लंग्स स्टार्ट रियलाइजिंग कि अच्छा यहाँ पे ब्रेथ टूटनी नहीं चाहिए. तो एंटरप्रेन्योर को रियलाइज होगा अच्छा मेरा नेटवर्क यहाँ टूटना नहीं चाहिए. दैट्स द पैरेलल.
I love how practical this advice is. Like, I could actually picturize this कि like ऐसे काम करना है मुझे आगे जाके. These are the things to keep in mind. अच्छा sir, one more thing that as a digital marketer, I also feel like social media, na, like particularly Instagram, is one of the best free tools out there for branding, marketing, and community building. So like you told me, you don't really realize this, but I feel like I do not see a lot of pioneer people leveraging it the way you do. Like that Rahul Menon for growth. Like it's like now my daily thing to check your stories कि आज किसने क्या question पूछा है and how sir has answered that. That is a great way to building a community, but not a lot of people do that. So what is like your approach in using social media for like team implementers or for personal branding in general?
I am not anxious about supporting myself till the end. That's social media for me. मैं इतना बड़ा सपोर्टर हूं ना अपने आप का, इतना आई एम सो मच इनटू माई सेल्फ. क्योंकि ना जब मैं एक स्टूडेंट मुझसे ना कुछ पूछता है, अभी ना थोड़ी देर पहले सम किड आस्क्ड मी, सर आई एम बीइंग बुलीड इन द स्कूल, आई एम हैविंग, अलग अलग कमेंट्स करते हैं मेरे को लोग, मैं क्या करें. आप किसी का पेज खोल लो, वो ना उसको एक साइंटिफिक संत महात्मा वाला आंसर देंगे, जी ये करिए जी वो करिए. एक सेकंड है, somebody is getting bullied ना, is getting bullied. फालतू कमेंट किसको मिल रहे हैं ना, मिल रहे हैं तो स्ट्रेट आंसर दो. बुली हो रहे हो, जाके बुली से बात कर लो, भाई क्या दिक्कत है. आई नो यू बुलिंग मी, यू आर समवेयर इनसिक्योर इन लाइफ, मेरे को आपसे बात करनी है, आई विल गिव यू हग एंड आई विल टॉक टू यू. मैं वो प्रैक्टिकल एग्जांपल दे दिया क्योंकि मैं वो फॉलो करता हूँ, मैं जो फॉलो करता हूँ मैं उसको वो एडवाइस करूंगा. मैं आपको वो एडवाइस नहीं करूंगा जो एडवाइस होना चाहिए, मैं वो एडवाइस करूंगा जो मैं खुद फॉलो करता हूँ. I will not advise somebody a health advice or a travel advice or a mental health advice until I don't genuinely believe. तो छोड़ ही दो, मैं खुद अगर प्रैक्टिस करता हूं तो मैं बोलूंगा, मैं नहीं करता तो मैं नहीं करूंगा. इसलिए हैशटैग राहुल मेनन फॉर ग्रोथ, हैशटैग राहुल मेनन फॉर मेंटल हेल्थ इज बिकॉज राहुल मेनन बिलीव्स इन ग्रोथ, ही बिलीव्स इन मेंटल हेल्थ एंड ही बिलीव्स इट फॉर हिमसेल्फ. एंड जबरदस्ती में सबको बोलता. आप देख लो पिछले कुछ हफ्ते से मेरी टीम के वो लोग जो लोग एक्टिवली इंस्टाग्राम पे बहुत कुछ नहीं डालते हैं, दे आर पुटिंग द इन अनइनहिबिटेड कंटेंट डाल रहे हैं आजकल. यू नो, गर्मा इज अ नेशनल लेवल भरतनाट्यम डांसर, अ स्कॉलरशिप होल्डर. शी विल नेवर पुट अ डांस रील फॉर द पास्ट, नाउ शी इज. क्योंकि गन पॉइंट पे बोल दिया मैंने कि डालो ना, द किड्स शुड सी द अदर साइड ऑफ यू एज वेल बॉस. व्हाई कांट दे सी द अदर साइड ऑफ यू कि ओके मैम, other than maths, ma'am also has a different calculation in life, which is this. Why not? कैसे पता लगेगा? और सोशल मीडिया पे किसने बोला भाई कि मैं एवरीबडीज हंट, एक तो ब्लू टिक वाला कॉन्सेप्ट तो खरीदो बेचो वाली बात हो गई है लिटरली. तो मैं उसके पीछे क्यों भागूं? चलो पहले एक बेंचमार्क था, अब तो क्यों ही भागूं. और दूसरी चीज, आई फील यू गो, यू डू समथिंग फनी, यू कम बैक, यू रिकॉर्ड इट, यू प्लेस इट, यू पुट इट इंस्टाग्राम. यू नो व्हाई? मेमोरी बन गई, इट इज आउट देयर एंड इट इज क्यूरेटेड इनसाइड अ म्यूजिक. आपको कभी कभी मन करेगा फ्लाइट में, अगर आप बैठे हुए हो, ये सब सेव्ड होता है. फ्लाइट पे मूवी देखने का मन नहीं कर रहा, यू कैन गो बैक एंड सी यार 2023 में अपन इधर गए थे तो 2-4 उसकी रील देख ली, मिले तो इट इज अ मेमोरी वॉल्ट. दूसरों को अच्छा लग गया, बहुत अच्छी बात है. दूसरों को नहीं, यू हैव नो आइडिया द काइंड ऑफ कमेंट्स आई रिसीव ऑन इंस्टाग्राम व्हिच आर सो बैड. क्या क्या बोलते हैं भाई लोग, एंड दे एक्चुअली मेक अ पेज इन द मॉर्निंग. दिख रहा है मेरे को, वन फॉलोअर, वन फॉलोइंग नया पेज बना के एफर्ट डाल के मुझे कमेंट कर रहे हैं. एंड यू नो व्हाट माय रिप्लाई गोज, गॉड बी विथ योर सोल. क्या बोलूं और यार, भाई क्या हो गया, क्या तकलीफ हो गई? तो ये तेरे को पेज बनाना पड़ गया मेरे को कमेंट करने के लिए? वैसे ही करता था. यू थिंक आई एम गोना रन आफ्टर यू, आईपी एड्रेस ढूंढूंगा? इशप्रीत कैन डू दैट लाइक दिस. उसे मैं बोलूंगा इशप्रीत करके देगा, अब भी बताओ सर कौन कहां से. नहीं करना ना मेरे को यार. सोशल मीडिया is not for the society to mediaize your life. It is for you to socialize your life with the other people out there so as to understand how happiness can be given across. मैं वो कर रहा हूँ. अच्छा लगता है नहीं लगता मत देखो.
So you do not even see it as like a business opportunity.
सवाल नहीं उठता, बहुत मेहनत है यार. एक टीम बिठाओ, वो आपका क्यूरेट करेगा कंटेंट क्यूरेट करके वहां डालेगा, हैशटैग डालेगा. बस मनाली गए थे, बर्फ गिर गई, तुरंत रिकॉर्ड किया, हैशटैग मनाली, हैशटैग रागा, राहुल एंड गर्मा डाल दिया, हैशटैग टीम इम्प्लीमेंटर्स, स्नो गिर रही है, गुड स्नो गुड म्यूजिक डाल दिया. थैंक यू,
that is amazing sir.
लाइफ सॉर्टेड है. कुछ अच्छा लग गया, क्यूरेट करके डाल दिया, बस.
So one more thing, because we are nearing the end of this interview, so just for the students out there, so that if they want they can reach out to you, can you like tell us what team implementers actually do, like just for them?
We clearly take care of 4 things. One, we take care of your entire academic structure ranging from all subjects, all courses, domestic, international, everything. Second, we tailor make difficult areas of your study pattern easy for you according to your liking. Third, we don't do anything in groups. Our interactions are one-to-one. Workshops will obviously be in group setup, but our interaction will always be one-to-one setup where we want to understand what your mental health capacity is and how we can help you. And fourth, we make sure that all your entrances, all the kind of entrances, you should have a very clear vision of not only the type of entrance, but the preparation which is required for that entrance and where do you fit yourself. ये 4 चीजें मोटी मोटी हम करते हैं. उसके अलावा we genuinely act as family gathering mentors for you, where you can always approach us and age is no bar for us. Anybody can come across and let us know. If in case we don't have an answer immediately, we'll find an answer for you. Bas, that's pretty much all.
ठीक sir. And last but not the least, so asking for a friend. Okay, So I have been following your social media, and one thing that I really love is your relationship with Garima ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So for the bachelors out there, not speaking for myself, so what is your advice in finding the right partner?
What is your advice in finding the right partner? The moment you are able to match your, you know what, everybody has थोड़ा सा ना crazy in them. आपको पता है वो, मेरे को ना मेरा पता है, इसको इसका पता है, बाकी को सबको अपना अपना पता है, कोई बताता नहीं है, पता है. The moment you know yours and the moment you're able to find it in someone else as well, boss, विक्रम बेताल की तरह गले के पीछे पड़ना ना कि भाई our vibe matches, our vibe, and be very observant of it as well. And थोड़ा सा मेरे को ना honestly लगता है कुछ कहीं शायद मैंने किसी बच्चे को कभी ना कभी कुछ बहुत अच्छे से हेल्प कर दिया होगा, that from somewhere somebody sent this person to me who, मैं बहुत डिफिकल्ट हूँ. मैं आपको ना, आप लोगों को आइडिया भी नहीं है हाउ डिफिकल्ट आई एम इन टर्म्स ऑफ थिंग्स. वेरी पर्टिकुलर अबाउट अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. ऐसे होना चाहिए, वैसे होना चाहिए, इतने टाइम पे होगा, उतने टाइम पे होगा. उसके बीच में से ना मुझे मैनेज करते हुए वो वाइब मैच करती है हमारी. एंड आपको आइडिया ना हाउ क्रेजी शी इज. तुम लोग, अरे भाई मिलो कभी, तुम यू विल अंडरस्टैंड द अमाउंट ऑफ क्रेजी दैट गोज. माइनस टेम्परेचर्स में अगर हम कहीं जा रहे हैं, हम तब तक जाते रहेंगे जब तक आवर बॉडी डज नॉट टेल अस मर जाओगे. अब मुड़ वो वाइब मैच करेगी ना जहाँ पे. होल्ड द हैंड, गेट ऑन योर नीज, पुट द रिंग, बात खत्म.
That is very beautiful, sir. And with that, we are wrapping up this podcast.
Thank you so
I
much.
loved it so much talking to you. I had prepared questions, but I did not even look at it. It was one of the best conversations I have ever had.
Thank you
And,
so much.
Thank you so much for coming, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And that was an amazing podcast, wasn't it? Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe to the Federation Kit on YouTube for more such content. Also, special mentions to Kake Di Haddi for providing us this amazing venue.